All right. Hello, and welcome to the second episode of the This Is Why I'm a Kiwanian, a bite-sized video series to learn why people in our community are Kiwanians. We are broadcasting from Frankfort, Kentucky, the state capital and home to the Kiwanis Club of Frankfort. My name is Alishir Barikanoff, and it is my pleasure to host Mr. Fred Troutman. Today, he will tell us why he is a Kiwanian. Fred has had a long tenure of involvement with Kiwanis. So to start it off, can you please tell us a little origin story of Kiwanis?
Yes, Alistair, thank you so much. I look forward to this. Yes, I have been in Kiwanis for a number of years or associated with Kiwanis, shall I say. And I would say here very quickly that one of my regrets is that in order to earn a salary, sometimes I had to change my schedule, and that didn't always fit in the meeting at times of my original Kiwanis Club. But Kiwanis International was founded in 1915, and it grew out of what I would call a networking group, somewhat of businessmen, and at that time it was all male, certainly, and they were the Benevolent Order of Businessmen, if I recall that was correctly, and they were, as I say, primarily networking, and then some of the active members felt that they were looking for something more, and so they separated out and founded what became Kiwanis International in January in 1915. The purpose, in simple terms, we're looking at profit or service, and service won out. And certainly, we are realistic. You've got to have income, or you certainly you can't deny that. So that became the focus in the organization. They were going to look at performing services and giving back. And if I recall right, it was in 1924 that they came up with 8 objects of Kiwanis. And I would like to quote one here. I won't read it all. It says, "This is to provide through Kiwanis clubs a practical means to form enduring friendships." I think we enjoy that. "To render altruistic service," that's where our charitable outreach gives, "and to build communities," and that's our community service. And as coming forward, I was in a small rural community, had returned from service, and wasn't self-employed. I was just working here and there. And then I was asked to assume a position, teaching positions on emergency certificate, and which brought me into employment. And a fellow teacher talked to me about, you need to be in Kiwanis. I'm recruiting Kiwanis members. So I went into that club, and I don't remember, Alshir, the number, but that was a long time ago. But that was my first experience in Kiwanis. And people would joke and say that if you're going to succeed in this community, you've got to be in a service club. And it met at night. Kiwanis met at night, and that worked real well for me. And I enjoyed, as this object here is talked about, certainly I made friends that I had not known before. I was a young man, and I got to know some of the senior members, business leaders in our community, civic leaders, that I had not had an opportunity to really get to know. So you fellowship at the meal, you fellowship when you're doing service projects, and that was just ideal for me, because if you have a sense of ownership in your community, most people want to find a way to give something back, and I think Kiwanis was doing that. So that's how I advanced through the ranks, and moving forward. First in Frankfort, there was the breakfast club, the Dawn Breakers Kiwanis Club. It was a breakfast club that suited me well. It was the smallest club in Frankfort, and then at one during about a 6-week period, we lost 3 key members of our club. They were industry officials that were transferred out, and so it hit us hard. And to make a long story short, we gave up our charter. And then when I retired in '95, I went into the Kiwanis Club of Frankfort, sometimes called the Downtown Kiwanis Club. And of course, I've been there 25 years. And that's a quick overview of how, from the beginning, a long time ago, my trail into Kiwanis Club that I love dearly.
And I know Kiwanis Club of Frankfort is grateful to have you and to have your knowledge and the kind of the foundational institutional Kiwanis knowledge to be able to, still ring true today, to bring on new members and to be able to pass on that same kind of spirit. And I guess, my final question would be, why are you a Kiwanian?
Well, and it's important in with retirement, I think, because I never wanted to fully retire as long as my health permitted. So with this Kiwanis Club gives me an opportunity, and when we're meeting, of course, right now we're in unusual circumstances, far from normal, but we could have a lunch meeting, we could have a speaker, and enjoy and learn about our community, learn about the current events, and just have some wonderful fellowship. And then we could work a service project together. One of my first projects when I came into the club and the Kiwanis was collecting food for the emergency food pantry. The individual that was teamed with me, I had not really met. So we had a couple of hours of getting to know each other, learning about our hometown communities, because this person was transferred to Frankfort as well. And at the end of the day, I felt good. I was tired, but I felt like I had really accomplished something. And each of the civic or service projects that I have worked, at the end of the day, I feel like I'm happy that I have a sense of having made a difference. I think that. And, if I can touch a child's life, if I can be a role model for someone, and I'm not having to do that alone. I've got a Kiwanis family that is supporting me in getting that done. So, friendship, service, community awareness, and community service. It's in a family package, if I might say that. And so that's in a nutshell why I'm a Kiwanis. That I can perform service projects that I cannot perform as an individual, and it's a family. It's a true family.
And thank you for that. And I think, being a role model to the kids, I think you've done that and continue to do that, and being a role model to new members like me to the Kiwanis Club. And I appreciate that. And yes.
It may sound sort of what was this? What I can't think of the word, but I appreciate you and the new members that's coming in, and I know some people don't like that use that term that's because that makes some of us have to say old, but I see it in the sense of senior. I hope I have something to share with the young leaders that's coming into like you that's coming into our club, and it's positive growth and in the present realm, and draw on the past, but build for the future.
And, I hope whoever watches this video, take this opportunity now to join Kiwanis and learn from the existing members, long tenured members like Mr. Fred Troutman, that can teach us a little more about the importance of service, fellowship, and being a community member. And you are correct. We are not meeting normal these days, but we are meeting every Thursday virtually to still come together, and we welcome new members and new guests to attend. And you can find us on Facebook under Frankfort Kiwanis. Send us a message and come be a guest for a Thursday meeting at noon. And again, thank you, Fred, for a great episode. And I appreciate you, and I'm
And
glad
I
that we're able to
appreciate
connect.
you as well. And together we're going to accomplish more.
Thank you very much. See you all later.
Bye-bye.